lineup is one in which it features a team that made roster changes coming into this. So the first game that we're going to go through is ZETA versus DRX. It's the opening game of Pacific, and DRX have just made a pretty large change, bringing back Flashback and getting rid of Stacks. We don't know who the IGL is going to be either, and that, I assume, is why you've gone for Zeta Division, Balla, and the rest of us have gone for DRX.
Sorry, what was the question?
The changes that they've made. Because otherwise, the previous DRX in Stage 1 would have shit on Zeta.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be really tough to start off a stage a couple weeks after losing Stacks, and so that's entirely what it is. Obviously, it's a decision by them. It's not like it's a bad decision or anything like that. I think they needed a change, but I think it's just going to feel super weird for Buzz and Mako, for everybody who's been developed by Stacks on this team. So I think there's just going to be a weird period of time at the beginning of the season that I think Zeta can take advantage of. That's it.
I don't think that's out of the question. I mean, there's been promise from Zeta Division, and I mean, Dep is Dep. Like, he could still just go in there, and if the calling from DRX, you know, we'll have to see who the IGL is going to be. But like, if the calling isn't strong, or it's still, you know, they're still finding their footing, like Dep could absolutely just take hold of a game if Zeta comes in with a solid game plan. I just still think that DRX have a solid enough, you know, baseline, you know, even without Stacks in the team anymore. Mako still one of my goats.
Who's calling for them though, Seth? Yeah. Who's calling for them?
And that's the biggest thing too, because I mean, like if it's one of the vets, do you want to that's going to take so much. Yeah, of course. I love
stab in the dark. Mako. I think it's going to be Mako.
Agreed.
Really?
Do you think that'll hurt?
I think he's going to be calling from control.
That's the thing, right? I think either Buzz and Mako, I don't think that they have the temperament for it not to hurt their performance.
Especially early in the season, especially like match 1, match 2, you're figuring out with the team. Like I don't know. I think it's reasonable actually for Balla to say Zeta's winning here, because I think that is really hard to make a significant shift like that. Even though the reason I made this pred was I think they have like great synergy between each other. Even if an IGL is changing, I think there's so much built up in this team and so much talent that I would think they would still win it probably, but it's still a big change. And there's been a lot of times where we've thought 1 for 1, swap out, whatever, but you can't really know what a team's dynamic is like behind the scenes and how much losing one player can shift that, because it could be massive, or it could be get right off on the same foot and keep going.
If NRG have taught us anything though from this year, it's that you need an IGL. I don't trust it at all. I'm still predding them because I think they just have a better system already in place, and I think those the problems will occur further down the line. But yeah, the rumors are as well that it was, or at least the rumor in the community was that it was going to be Bane picking up some of the calling because he'd done some like secondary calling. But again, I haven't heard anything to confirm who is actually short calling.
It could, if that's the case, it could be that he's mid-rounding, and then maybe Mako does like, you know, grand scheme, early like round around macro type stuff. But I mean, I'll find out in 2 days. Go to the studio. I'll be asking questions. So.
Let's get into the next game then, because the next game, it's another weird one. It does. Well, let's have a look at the next game that's coming up then. So this also has a team that's made a roster change. Monyet, who used to play for Paper Regs, has now been signed by RRQ as their 5th player to replace Flipsider. And RRQ this week are going up against everybody's favorite from the Finesse co-streams, Detonation Focus Me. And we've got all of us going for RRQ, the PlatChat guarantee, which I don't feel good about personally.
Nope.
I don't either.
DFM have been a very inconsistent team, but they've had some good ideas. And I think coming into a season, you would expect that to be a boon for them, because other people haven't seen what they're running, you know, for a while.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. They can't qual. They can't do anything this year. So my hope for the players, or actually my perception of what the players' motivation is going to be, is fucking nothing. Like, I have a feeling they ain't scrimming as much. They ain't playing ranked as much. I have a feeling that it's just gonna.
Nah, I disagree with that, just because that does not fit like the Japanese
culture,
like, work ethic. No, it really doesn't.
Sure,
like, and these guys, like, no matter what, like, no team wants to rest on their fucking laurels and just check out. Like, they want to be able to get the second win.
What are we talking about?
I mean,
rest on the thorn bush that they find themselves in.
It's been burned to ashes, but you know, they still don't want to rest on it. So yeah, I think that they're still going to be they want to be able to inspire some hope in this being like a more long-term project led by, you know, this core here with May at the kind of the helm. So I think they're going to try to come out swinging. They have had some really good reads in the past, but RQ with Bonyetin is going to be, I think, a very different looking team. So prepping for this iteration of RQ is going to prove to be difficult. So trying to pull off that kind of like ascent level masterclass that we did see from DFM in their win over T1 is going to be very tough.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's head to our final.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Don't
bye.
die.
Bye, Seth. All right, I'm gonna press my little button. We can swap
Bye,
Sliggy
Chloe.
in.
Oh shit! Hot
I'll
swap.
be right back.
Oh, wait a second.
That was clean.
I've
bro.
had to